Good evening. Today is a special day because today is Life Day, which is the official Star Wars version of Christmas. Well, actually, tomorrow is Life Day. This is just Life Day weekend. But to celebrate, I thought I would do a pair of Star Wars related streams. So for today, I have some Lego Star Wars battle packs, and then I haven't figured out what I'm doing tomorrow, but I do have a second Lego Star Wars stream in the queue. I probably won't do that tomorrow because I have to redo all my Lego storage. So I have a lot of stuff in my build queue that I'm probably gonna slow down a bit on. I do have some scheduled Lego streams coming up in the next few weeks, though. Those will still go on as planned, but the other stuff is probably gonna wait till I figure out my storage at this point because my Lego stuff is a mess. But for tonight, we have some Lego Star Wars battle packs to celebrate Life Day. Let's switch to the camera and I'll show you what I got. I have here today 3 sets we're going to do. This is a smaller battle pack from a while ago. This one's long retired. This is the Endor Troopers battle pack, featuring a Stormtrooper, a Scout Trooper on the classic speeder bike from Return of the Jedi, and 2 Rebel Troopers with a tree to hide in. This is the Duel on Mandalore pack. Even though it has Mandalore in the name, there are no Mandalorians in the set. Instead, the set features 2 iconic characters from Clone Wars and Rebels, Ahsoka Tano and Darth Maul. And those are my named characters for the day. And then we're gonna finish with this bigger battle pack that came out about 2 months ago. This is from this year. And this is the Rebel Scout Speeder and Imperial Dropship Battle Pack. It comes with 3 troopers for each side, a vehicle for each side, and it also comes with one of the 7 exclusive 25th anniversary figures representing characters who otherwise wouldn't get to be in LEGO sets. In this case, the legendary QTKT Pink Droid. If you know her story, well, I'm not going to talk about it too much. It's kind of a sad story, but it's cool too, so maybe we'll talk about her a little bit when we get there. But there's a lot of stuff to build tonight here. We have 2 vehicles, technically 3 vehicles, 3 bits of scenery. We're going to have, when we're done, 13 minifigures, but only 3 of them are named characters. Let's go ahead and get started. We'll start with the Endor and Rebel Troopers battle pack here. Oh, and I do have a tool for tonight that I took out of the tools bag because none of these 3 sets come with their own. If one of these sets did have the tool, then we would be starting with that set, obviously, but none of them do, so I pulled one out of my supply, and we will start with the, by piece count, the smallest of the 3 sets. This is the Endor Troopers from Return of the Jedi. Let's go. Oh, I forgot to show you the box. So here's the front of the box. And here's the back of the box. And let me just lift that flap because I rushed and opened prematurely. So yeah, if I put that flap back into place, you can see how that's a picture of the speeder. Alright, let's get this open. There's no numbered bags because this is a tiny set. So let's open up the bags that do exist. We do have here this instruction book. You know what we do with the instruction books. I have here the instruction book up in the corner of my screen like I usually do. And it looks like we can actually afford to make it a little bit bigger. Because it's not going down all the way to the table. So we can make the instructions a little bit bigger today, I think. There we go. I think that's big enough. Oh, am I cutting off the... Yeah, I was cutting off the edge a little bit. Hold on. We'll fix this. We don't want to be cutting off the edge of the instructions. There we go. That should look good. Am I cutting off a little bit on the bottom? No. There's a little bit of a border still. Alright, the instructions are never perfectly placed, so I don't know why I'm fussing so much on this one tonight. It's just been a day. Let's get to it. No more fussing with the instructions. Let's just get on with our build. So here's the instruction book. We'll open up our little baggies. And the first page of the instructions shows 4 troopers. This was made before they started splitting up the... well, it doesn't matter because there is no numbered bag for this set. But at this is around the time when they started... it used to be that all the minifigures would be up front at the beginning of the instructions. And at some point in the past, they changed it so that the minifigures would be spread out throughout the build when there were numbered bags. But since this is a one-bag set with no numbered bags, it makes sense that all the minifigures would be up front. So let's go ahead and... Since the instructions show the Rebel Troopers second on the other set, we will build the Rebel Troopers first for this set. Let me just see what I have in terms of minifigure heads here, because I want to make sure I don't use incorrect pieces. So both of the Imperial Troopers, even though they have different helmets, they have the same face print underneath the helmet. Wow. I dropped the head on that one. Okay, so he's supposed to be holding binoculars. And then he's also gets a small blaster. So no stud shooters for this battle pack. This was before, I think, the stud shooters were introduced. Although I did see from the instructions that we do get another play feature they used to do back then. The flick fire missile. So he gets the short gun. And the binoculars. So here's our first Rebel Trooper in his Endor camo. Not sure why the camera isn't focusing today. Usually it does. Oh well. We'll sit him in the front to watch the build. And now we'll get together the other Endor Trooper. This one kind of has a Han Solo style smirk on him. But I don't think it's meant to be Han. Because this is a battle pack. And battle pack usually means no named characters. And he gets this big, huge rifle. Another thing that Han didn't really go for. But here's the second Rebel Trooper with his big, giant gun. I've got so much of the table cut off there from the camera. Alright, now we should be able to proceed. And now we have the two troopers. We have a basic stormtrooper and a scout trooper. That's what the head print looks like under the helmet. Even though they have slightly different armor and definitely different helmets, they do have the same face print. So that's what the Imperial Trooper's face looks like. And he gets the medium-sized blaster. The standard Stormtrooper blaster. So here's our Stormtrooper. And later on, when we build the other set, we can even compare the Stormtroopers, see how the figure evolved over the years. And we need to do the Scout Trooper now. And he just gets the small blaster. Let me just see something real quick. Yeah. The Scout Trooper's helmet actually has a hole where the eyes are. So if you want to get that distinctive black visor look, you actually have to put his face backwards. And I see the classic battle droid arm. That must be parts for the speeder. Because there are no battle droids in the set. But the set does use. The battle droid arm piece is often used for various uses throughout LEGO. Here's the Scout Trooper. So we have the figures are sitting and ready. And let's go ahead and looks like we're doing the tree first. Okay. Where's that other piece? Excuse me one moment. Oh, I put that piece on already. Okay, that's why I wasn't finding it in the parts pile. Silly me. I should pay attention to what I'm doing sometimes. There's another Rebels versus Imperials special that I'll be doing probably next year, I'll be doing a Hoth themed episode. I don't think I'll be able to secure an AT-AT though, but I'll probably be able to get the Hoth AT-ST and then some other Hoth stuff. There will be, given that I've moved through a lot of my wish list over the last month or two. Next year there will be a lot of Mario content, and I'll be stepping up the amount of Star Wars Lego that I do, if the budget allows. If this project on the worksite continues off and on, and I continue to have money coming in, I do want to be getting a lot more Lego Star Wars. Because my Lego Star Wars collection is a little bit lacking. Oh, I almost forgot. Um, I almost forgot. I meant to have someone join us for Life Day. R3EV needs power cell maintenance again, but I got someone else I can bring over for Life Day. I have here. I'll show you. I'll show you after the set, since we've already started the set. The Naboo Swamp set from the very first wave of LEGO Star Wars ever, when Episode 1 came out, that was effectively a battle pack before its time, although it came with two named characters. It came with Qui-Gon, Jar Jar, and and two battle droids on those battle droid aerial platforms. But I don't have that set yet. I probably won't be able to get that set sealed because, hey, it's like 25 years old. But what I probably can do is I can probably part that one out at not too much difficulty, because nothing in that set is particularly rare or sought after. So here is the legendary, I shouldn't say legendary. Here is a turret with a flick fire missile, which was basically, before there were stud shooters, there were these missiles. You would push them out like that and they would shoot. I'm trying not to lose my missile though, so sorry if I was blocking the view of that. Okay. So there's our tree that the rebels are going to hide out on. And then we're going to do a speeder. Oh, and this is a juniorized piece if I've ever seen one. Look at this. Half the speeder is this one molded body piece. I remember when speeders were fully brick built. So yeah, next year you can expect a lot of Mario, Lego Mario, and a lot of Star Wars on the stream in terms of Lego content. I'm also planning, of course, like I mentioned before, to do video and Animal Crossing, but those projects have been I've delayed doing those projects until further notice because I'm still trying to figure out how I want to do those. But those will be in the early part of next year as well. Oh, wow. My first exposure to brittle brown. That Lego piece just, part of that piece just snapped on me. But it looks like a part that's going to get covered over, so I'll just, I should be able to hide that breakage. You can see there. This was from a period of time where some of the reds and brown pieces were known for cracking and breaking at the slightest pressure. Hopefully this won't affect the final model too much. I'll probably, if it's not covered over, I'll probably get a replacement for that part later on and repair this off camera. Okay, it looks like for the most part, it's going to be mostly covered and not really noticeable. It's not strictly all the way covered, though. Oh, I put that on the wrong way. And this, too, is a brown. So now that I know that this set is subject to brittle brown, I need to tread carefully with the rest of my build here. At least it didn't break too badly. But here's a clip. I think I want to do the clip this way instead of the other way. If I snap that clip, there is no salvaging this model. Okay. Oh, the old medieval lance piece. Nice use of that to make the speeder's cannons. I still need to get my hands on medieval sets. All the medieval themed sets are like big and expensive. It used to be they used to have a medieval sets available all the time at all price points, and now they just have expensive ones. So we'll see. They did change the brown formula so that brittle brown doesn't happen anymore. That was a few years ago already, so I shouldn't have that problem with most of the sets that we'll be experiencing, because I don't dabble a lot in older sets. At least not yet at this point in my collection. Okay, so that's what the battle droid arms are for. They're the where the trooper holds the speeder. We're less than a half hour into stream and we're already about to finish the first set. But it was a small one, so I knew that this one would go quickly. Okay. So yeah, that goes there then. So here's our classic Return of the Jedi speeder. Now let's see if we can get a little bit of posing going on here. We need our scout trooper. And he leans forward like this with his hand on the one control and his blaster out for a high-speed chase. Classic sight from Star Wars. Classic scene there. Now the Stormtrooper doesn't have anywhere to pose, so we'll just keep him seated there. And then I think for the troopers, we'll put one guy behind the turret. We'll make this guy operate the turret. And then I will take the other trooper and he'll sit on top of the tree as a lookout since he has binoculars. So we got our two rebels getting ready to fight there. And of course, the lone stormtrooper approaching the tree from the back, not realizing there's rebels up there, and then so the rebels can come along and let's see if I remember how to use the flick fire missile here. Well, it did hit the stormtrooper, but I didn't push it with enough force to knock it over because I didn't want to lose it. Oh well. Let's take these off and we can get ready for the next set here. But classic Stormtrooper, remember that face because the new one's where we'll be comparing him at the end. So I'll take these off. Before we go into the next set, I do want to show you. You've seen this guy before. This is my Blue Milk Luke Skywalker, and he will watch for the remainder of the stream. I'll put him in the corner. This is the second most valuable minifigure. No, I shouldn't say that. At the time, there was a time before my minifigure party I did a couple months ago, but there was a time when this was the second most valuable minifigure in my Lego collection. And half of his value is in that Bantha print blue milk carton that he's holding. Right there. That blue milk carton is exclusive to this minifigure. And because blue milk is the iconic Star Wars drink, that's why this minifigure has gained quite a bit of value on the aftermarket. He's nowhere close, though, to the most expensive Lego minifigures. I mean, there's some Star Wars minifigures that are worth hundreds, and there's at least a couple that are in the thousands. I don't even want to think about those. I'll never own those, so. But I do really like this guy. We'll set him in the corner so he can enjoy his milk as we move on to the next set. This was back when they used to include advertisements and play scenes. Yeah, so the rest of this wave, there was an X-Wing and a TIE Fighter, a droid escape pod with sand troopers, and a Geonosian cannon, it looks like, in a clone trooper cannon. Alright. Let me take the instructions off real quick so I can show you the box. This will be our second set tonight. This is the Duel on Mandalore, which doesn't actually have any Mandalorians. I do have 6 minifigures of Mandalorian characters, 4 generic colorful Mandalorians from a battle pack, And then I also have a Boba Fett figure and Mando himself. So I have 6 different Mandalorians. None of them are actually in the set called Mandalore. But we do have Ahsoka and Maul, who are 2 of my favorite characters from the Disney era. Actually, Ahsoka predates the Disney era. Ahsoka is the last character that George himself. Ahsoka's the last major character that George himself worked on, because she was introduced in the Clone Wars a couple years before the Disney buyout. I can't believe it's been that long already. Wow. Okay. So yeah, this set has just a couple scenery bits. There's a prison block and a throne. Oh, back of the box, you can see the prison block, and you can see the throne. And the throne has a breakout window and a secret compartment in it. Let's go ahead and get it open. So, in this set, we do have a sticker sheet. It looks like 5 stickers, so not too bad, but one of them is a really big one. And it's a clear back sheet, which means I can't do anything with dust. Alright, let's bring the instructions back up. So it looks like no numbered bags again. So here's the instructions. We already have our instruction book open up here. So now all I have to do, and let me realign that. Let me see if I can't fix the instruction book. There's nothing I can do about the gray block to the left, but there's no reason why we should need to look at the gray block on the right. Alright, let's get on with it. Let's open these bags and get started. Just 2 figures in this one, and they both have lightsabers, so I'll pose the lightsabers to function as a 3rd leg. Now this set is only a couple years old. It is retired. Hasn't inflated terribly much. It inflated a little bit. But I called this a battle pack earlier. That's not technically the case. Battle pack is a specific term referring to a specific kind of set. I just called it that for simplicity's sake because it is a small set. And it does represent a battle. It's just not a battle pack in the strictest sense of the term as it relates to LEGO Star Wars. I guess you could call it a character dual pack. They did a few of these a couple years ago, but it's not really a thing that they do a lot of, where you just have a set that represents a small set representing a duel between 2 characters. But there are a few. Okay, let's get into this build here. And you can see they were nice enough to include a separate wrapper for Ahsoka's headpiece, so that it didn't scuff up or whatever. So that's cool. Sometimes specialty pieces get their own baggies. Yeah, it's a little rubberized. That's probably why it got its own separate protection. So 2 faces. We got smiling face and concentration action face. which, given that this is a dual set, I'm going to go with the action face. And we can put the headpiece on. And here is our Ahsoka figure. And she needs to get 2 lightsabers. Ahsoka's lightsabers have changed over the years, but she's known for a dual wielding style. She had green at one point. She had white at one point. I don't recall her having blue sabers, but then again, I haven't seen all of Clone Wars and Rebels. I'm familiar with the important story bits, of course. I can't call myself a true Star Wars fan without knowing the whole timeline, but I haven't seen every episode, every story. I haven't actually seen the whole show, so I'm not remembering her blue lightsabers, but there she is with her lightsabers. And I will just turn one of these sabers around to function as a third leg for standing. Or, you know what, we can make them sit until it's time to pose them. Although lightsabers might make her a little top heavy to pose sitting. Let's see. She'll sit with Luke. And then we have a Maul figure we have to put together. Oh, at this point, I've been mistakenly referring to him as Darth Maul this stream. He's not Darth at this point in the timeline. After his defeat at Naboo, he created robot legs for himself. Well, I don't know if he created them or if he was given them, but he no longer works for Palpatine, so he's no longer a Sith and does not actually carry the Darth title. In addition to taking over the planet of Mandalore, he's also taken over at least one major criminal organization. So yeah, he does try and stay involved in the fight against Palpatine. He wants his revenge. Not just against Palpatine, but Obi-Wan as well. So here's the Maul figure. And here you can see he gets his signature double-bladed lightsaber. Oh, and this is cool. These lightsaber pieces, these are actually the shiny metallic looking ones. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do for if it lets me do this. I don't think I can. Nope. But yeah, Maul's double-bladed lightsaber, the hilt is technically supersized. If there would have been a way to connect the two hilt pieces. I know that's not going to fit. I'm going to experiment off of stream later and see if there's a way to connect two hilts so that I can make the double-bladed lightsaber as it actually looks with its extra length. And we'll put, alright, so there he is with his lightsaber. And we will seat him with the others. Okay, alright. Let's go ahead and start the build now. So it looks like we're going to start with the prison block. There's a blaster in the parts pile. I wonder what that's for. given that there's no trooper characters in this set. I guess we'll find out when we get there. Okay, so we have this big door frame piece. I want to make sure. Not a door frame, a window frame. It looks like we get 2 of our stickers here. Including the big, huge one. Okay, bear with me. This one's going to require some precision work. Yeah, no. That's not good sticker placement at all. And this is the big one, meaning if I crease it while pulling it out, it'll be obvious. Much better. Not 100% perfect, but this is a beautiful sticker for the prison cell. You can see here a Mandalorian art piece on it, including the distinctive look of a Mandalorian helmet in the middle. And there's one more sticker on the side here, which is just a little control panel, it looks like. So there's the control panel for the door. And now I can take the door and put it onto the build like this. And then we put in the other door frame piece here. And then we put in another layer of hinge here to secure the door assembly. Okay, so that looks like it's a place for a minifigure to stand. The other thing I want to start next year is Lego Disney. There's a number of sets based on really good Disney movies that I want to like a lot of the princess movies. I want to start getting some of those into stream. There's some other classic Disney movies that have sets. But yeah, Disney Princess is a whole line, and so many classic characters are featured in that group of movies. So we'll probably start doing that next year on the stream. Um, Obviously, Mario will continue to be a big one. And like I said, I want to start doing more Star Wars. They'll probably release a few more Speed Champions cars next year. We'll be all over those as well. I have lots of LEGO content planned for 2025. 2025 should be just as cool for LEGO on this channel as 2024. So it looks like Maul is meant to be in the prison. So you got to take his lightsaber off, and then you can. So you. Here's what the prison looks like. You put a minifigure on the two studs there, and then you close the door, and the window is positioned such that the camera's not going to focus, but you can see, or you can try to see. I don't think you can see it on camera, but the window in the sticker is positioned such that you can see the character's eyes through the window. But because of the poor lighting and my camera's focus issues, I don't think we're going to get that effect here. And of course, we'll set the lightsaber aside because he can't use it inside the prison. And now we're going to start building up the throne piece. Excuse me. Okay, so all right. Sorry, when I go silent, it just means I've temporarily run out of stuff to talk about. When that happens, it also means that I have a more focused concentration on the build during those times, which is a good thing for efficiency of the build. Okay, so there is an action feature here. We'll find out soon. Yeah, we'll find out soon what that action feature actually means for the scene. Right now it's just a plate that goes sideways. It doesn't look like much yet, but we'll get there. And here's our next sticker. Let's find that there's the piece it goes on. Let's see if I can do better with this sticker than I did with the other one. Not bad. Pretty good for this one. Not quite centered perfectly, but it won't be terribly noticeable. Okay, we're going to keep going. This is a pretty substantial foundation for a throne. Okay, I did that correctly. Oh, there's some subtle texturing going on with the throne backdrop. Okay, we have another sticker now. Let me just go ahead a bit. So yeah, I want to make sure I align this pattern. So you won't be able to see it too well on the stream, unfortunately. But I want to make sure I get these patterns on these clear orange bricks lined up correctly. So that it looks good. This is one pair of stickers that should be done at the same time. We had some of those in Speed Champions that weren't done at the same time, and the result was messy, and I had to go back and move stickers around, and it's hard to pull stickers off of a assembled section. You want to do it before the stickers get when you have two stickers or more that make up a design over multiple stickers that need to line up, you need to do them at the same time for best results. Yeah, that came out pretty well. I don't think it's 100% perfect, but it's passable. Let me go ahead and put these on, and I will show you the stickers. And they go on this floppy bit here. So that's going to be the breakout area. So you can see the pattern there on the back of the transparent orange pieces. It doesn't look like it's lined up 100% perfectly, but it's passable. Yeah, I'm not going to play with it. And here's the empty sticker sheet. We no longer need it. Transparent orange is not a color you see frequently. I've seen it a few times, but not in pieces as big as this. I take that back. You see transparent orange a lot with the fire-shaped pieces, like the candle flames and things like that, but again, nothing this substantial. I'm just going to push that down so it's out of the way as we build up these walls. Okay. The back section of the throne is coming together pretty quickly. Yeah. Alright, let's knock that out of the way again. We've got another layer to put up. Let me just... Yeah, I have them all going the right way. Okay. So now we're going to put on the back or the top of the window here. And some little decorations along the sides here. I need to be able to see what I'm doing. I'll turn it back towards the camera in a moment. Okay. And now I'll push this back up into position. Did I miss something? No. I did not miss anything. Okay. So it looks like we're just going to build up the rest of the shape of the throne now that the back window is done. The throne is shaping together nicely. Okay, what's going on here? We've just passed the 1 hour mark of stream, and we're about to move into the most substantial of the 3 sets today. So we're making good time. Okay. Oh, I see what's going on here. This bit we just built, it slides in underneath the throne like this into this hollow section underneath the seat. It's a secret drawer. And it just goes under the throne like that. Oh, and you're supposed to hide a blaster on there. Let's pull it out and put this little blaster that it came with. It's supposed to hide out in this little secret tray under the seat. So again, here's the tray. You can see the secret compartment here, the blaster inside, and that just pushes under the seat. Now the throne itself here, and the window behind the throne, you can push it out so that somebody can be thrown out the window, like that. So it has a collapsing window. It's not often you see a build this small have more than one play feature. So that's pretty cool. Alright, so Maul is going to escape his prison and pick up his lightsaber, and Ahsoka's going to come confront him. So let's go ahead and pose a little scene here. We'll put Maul in the chair. So there's Maul sitting on his Mandalorian throne. Okay, so there's a Mandalorian fighter, a shuttle here, a tank. Oh, this is the 501st, one of the first of the two 501st battle packs. I actually have that in my build queue for a future stream. And then we have a Jedi Interceptor and the dual set here. Here's some more. Here's that looks like a battle pack of some kind. I can't tell what's going on there. Was that Bad Batch troopers maybe? There's a Gonk droid in that picture. And there's some other pictures. Oh, you know, this is just showing off the minifigures from the previous from the sets on the previous page. So yeah. I'm trying to make sense of these pictures. And an advertisement for the game. So that does it for Duel on Mandalore, I guess. There's Maul. And Ahsoka is going to come along and confront him because he's a bad guy, and she needs to save Mandalore, I guess. So they've ignited their lightsabers and are getting ready to exchange blows. Nice little pose there. And of course, the prison block. And I guess they imprisoned Luke so they could steal his blue milk, because blue milk is popular and everybody wants some. That's how we're doing that. So, yeah. And let's see, does this fit into the secret compartment? Maybe? No. No, it doesn't. Okay. It was worth a look. So it looks like before they fight, they're gonna share a little drink together. It's Cardinal sitting there off to the side. No, that's too weird. Let's take Blue Milk Luke out of the prison. And he will enjoy his own milk. All right. Lots of spare bits to come off this time, including the Maul crown piece is a spare bit. Interesting. Actually, it's I call it a crown piece. Technically, it's more of a scalp piece. Before we get on with the last set here, before we get on with this battle pack, let's take a moment to enjoy the holiday spirit. It isn't a holiday inspired by Christmas without some form of candy or sweet treat. So I, of course, have a white chocolate Reese's Tree here, which I will enjoy real quick, and then we'll get on with this last build. Oh, pair of builds. You know what? That was good. I want one more piece of Reese's before we continue. But I don't want to use up my white chocolate trees too fast. So I just have a basic, regular, plain Reese's cup here. Alright, that was good. But now we have to get on to the big set for the day, which is slightly more pieces than the other two sets combined. So let's take the Mandalore off, and we'll get into this last set of the day. What's going on here? Oh, I had the top of the Rebel tree on camera. Sorry about that. So here's the big battle pack, which instead of having the traditional 4 troopers, this one actually comes with 6 troopers, 3 Imperial Stormtroopers, and 3 Rebel troopers. And it also comes with the exclusive pink droid here. back of the box. And the back of the box shows how the turret on the Rebel speeder can come off to be a self-contained turret. It also shows the drop platform of the Imperial ship, where you can land 2 troopers directly into combat. Interesting. This box doesn't have the normal push tabs. It has the tape. Give me a moment, because I put my scissors in a different place on the desk. So let me get to them real quick. I have my tool. Let's cut the tape and get into this thing. Okay, we're in. One more look at the back of the box and the front of the box. And let's go ahead and get into this. There is a sticker sheet. It looks like there's going to be 3 stickers for the Imperial vehicle and 3 stickers for the Rebel vehicle. Okay. And we have 2 separate instruction books. Part 1, which I know from looking up before, is the Imperial vehicle, and Part 2, which is the Rebel vehicle. We'll set these aside. And let's see here. Numbered bags. 1, 4, 3, 6, 5, 2. It looks like the pink droid is in bag 6, the final bag. So we'll set the we'll set the numbered bags aside, as we usually do. Alright, and we have bag 1 in front of us ready to go. So it looks like bag 1, we're just getting the first trooper. And the stormtroopers in this set actually have different faces. They've started doing a thing in the last couple of years where every trooper has a unique face underneath the helmet. So there's the first trooper's face. Now let's get him armed up. He needs his blaster. And this is the stormtrooper, the full look. You can see the helmet is a little bit oversized compared with the movies. Here he is next to the other stormtrooper from earlier. You can see just how much bigger and more jumbo the newer stormtrooper helmet is. Old one, this is the new one. Old one, new one. So you can see how the helmet has grown over the years. You can also see the torso print is a little more defined. Yeah. Let's go ahead and get into the... Great, now I have to... The blasters are the same, though. That's a classic piece. In so, if it's not broke, don't fix it. All right, this is the old one. Let's set him aside. The new one can stay and watch the build, and eventually will be joined by his friends. So it looks like each vehicle is going to be 3 bags, and then we're going to get our droid in the last bag. And it looks like we're going to have 1 trooper in each bag if this first bag is setting a pattern. And I can see the stud shooter cannons. So this vehicle is just like most modern Lego Star Wars vehicles, in that it's going to have it's going to be armed with stud shooters. Okay, there's the piece I need. Now these browns won't be affected by brittle brown. This set just came out this year, and they fixed that problem a few years ago. So okay, groove pieces. So this is probably the back of the vehicle where the drop tray is, where the 2 other troopers are going to sit and get ready to be dropped into battle. That's the point of a dropship. That's why it's called a dropship. Okay, yeah, this vehicle is coming together nicely so far. Still not recognizable as a vehicle. It still looks like a random assortment of shapes. Um, brick built vehicles take a little bit of time to take shape. So here's the where we put together the stud shooter. I'm not going to demonstrate because you've seen these on the channel before in various other battle packs. And the Mando Starfighter. I still... Do I have a stud I can test it with, though? Yeah. I do want to test them a little. I do want to test them to make sure I put the trigger in correctly. Yeah, that one's working. Okay, let's test this one. Yeah, that one's working correctly. Let's see if I can get the piece. Yeah, that's not the one I dropped. That was from... Well, the stud I dropped was from the spare parts bowl. So, it's not from the live build pile. So, we're not going to worry about it because it's not technically a missing piece at this point. So, how do these attach then? They go on the sides here like this. Okay, so it looks like, yeah, this is where the troopers are going to sit to be dropped. It's a little surprising that they're doing the part that separates first rather than being towards the end of the build. Normally parts that separate get built later. There's one particular trooper I want to have as my pilot, though. So the trooper that we've already built, we're just going to put him on the tray. I'll be testing probably a zoo game in the next couple days. We're going to be making another attempt at Mega Zoo next month, I think. Okay, so it shows this clipping on to the... So it slides in like this and then clips in up there. So the drop tray slides into the ship like that and then attaches like that. So when you're going into battle, the ship flies past the battle scene and then the tray with the two troopers sitting on it drops out. And it comes with clips to hold the troopers' blasters like this. Yeah, you can clip the trooper blasters in like that, and then their troopers can grab them as the drop platform is gliding down into the battle. Like that. Alright. We're going into bag 2. Bag 2 gives us our second trooper. I think this is the one I want to be the pilot, but I'll decide for sure when we see our third trooper in the next bag. So let's put our trooper together. Different skin tone on this one, and you can tell this one's quite clearly a girl stormtrooper. There were female stormtroopers in the Empire. You just never know because they're all wearing the same helmet. So let's get her helmet on, and we'll give her a blaster. I knew there was one woman trooper in this set because I saw a review of the set. Since she's different, I think she's going to end up being the pilot, but we'll see. Lots of great lady fighters in Star Wars. Oh yeah, he's going to get in the way. I'll leave him blaster this so we know that he's on the drop platform. I'll leave his blaster attached. Now let's get right back into building. Oh, I never put the instructions back up. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, there we go. You missed the whole... How long have I had the instructions off for? Probably since showing off the duel and the box. You missed the whole first half of the Imperial ship. I'm sorry. Well, you saw me putting it together, so you didn't miss it, but... It also looks like we're going off the page a little bit, so let's adjust that as well. Yeah, that suggests that no, we haven't had the instructions up since before we started the set. Sorry about that. I'm only human. And humans aren't perfect. This goes on the side. Like that. So it looks like we're building up the surfacing for the sides right now. Okay, that's together. Okay. This one goes here. Okay. So it looks like we're setting up. Alright, I'm not sure what this section is going to be, but we're setting it up. Okay, so this is going to be where the engine pieces attach. These are very simple as far as engines go. Not a lot to these engines, but this is a simple battle pack build. It's not meant to be anything fancy. Obviously, the big ship sets, they all have much more complicated engine builds. We're coming up on the end of bag 2 here, and then we'll move on to bag 3 and finish the Imperial ship. And then we can make the Rebel one. And we're going to start with stickers, it looks like. I think the instructions are showing it in this orientation. Yeah, the instructions are showing it this way. Okay, so that's what this section looks like, complete with the Imperial logo sticker. Let's just finish up this one real quick. And then we'll be able to attach these two. And these attach onto the sides here, like this. Okay. I think we're gonna have to put the blasters that way, because otherwise they're gonna clip against the, yeah, that'll work. And the last of the Imperial stickers on the sticker sheet. There's the last Imperial sticker. And this one will go on top of the ship here. Bag 3, in which we get our final Stormtrooper. We'll set the big cockpit piece aside, and let's go ahead. Not a lot of pieces in this bag. Here's this Stormtrooper's face. And helmet. And this trooper will sit with the other one. And we will take the blaster and put it on the ship to indicate that trooper will also be sitting in the back. Okay. So it looks like we're doing a sub-assembly here. This particular Imperial vehicle wasn't in any of the movies. I don't think it was in any of the shows. I think a vehicle, either this vehicle or something very similar to it, appeared in a couple of the games. It's cool when Lego Star Wars um, does something that's not directly from the shows, because it shows how big the galaxy is and how big the Imperial operation truly was. The movies can only show you like individual scenarios, but when you see packs like this using vehicles that aren't in the movies, aren't in the shows, you can get a feel for how massive the Imperial operations really were all over the galaxy. Printed console piece right there. Okay, what's not lining up correctly? Oh, it goes like that. All right. So yeah, this bag is going together pretty quickly. We're almost done with the Imperial ship. Okay. And then this goes here, here, And here, of course, are the studs for the stud shooters that we did all the way back in the first bag. But I'm just going to dummy them out so that I don't lose any. Okay, and then this big canopy piece goes over like this. And this section will attach onto the front of the dropship like that. But before I do, we're going to take the one pilot and we're going to put her in. We're going to put her up front here. Maybe I'll try putting the blaster behind her a little bit like that. Maybe that doesn't work. Maybe she has to lean back all the way for the canopy to go down. Yeah. But because she has to lean back all the way for the canopy to go down, that means that the blaster needs to stay in her non-piloting hand. And then we can just barely get it down like that. So there's the Stormtrooper pilot inside the canopy. Now, in most Imperial scenarios, they had dedicated pilots with different uniforms. But this is a simple battle pack, so it's all Stormtroopers here. And this shows the studs. This is a cool color for the stud shooter ammo. But I'm going to take the studs and I'm just going to set them aside. I've already shown you how the stud shooters work. We'll just set those aside. Okay, so it looks like the troopers are actually meant to hold their blasters so they're ready for battle, which I guess makes sense. So let's redo these two troopers, and we will take the pilot's blaster and we will use the side clips for that blaster so that the pilot can focus on piloting. So the extra blaster is clipped in, and we will take our two Stormtroopers and sit them on the drop platform like this. So here's, before we do that, there's the, let's take off the instructions. So here's our completed Imperial dropship. It's got the stud shooters up front. I have not loaded the ammo. I'm not going to. You can see the Imperial insignia stickered on 3 separate places. There's a pilot sitting inside, and then the 2 other troopers are on the drop platform ready to be launched into battle. So the drop platform comes out like this. They land, and they stand up and march into the fight. That's how that's meant to work. So we'll set the dropship aside, and we will begin the Rebel Scout speeder now. Well, I'm getting hungry. I'm going to have to figure out dinner after stream. So bag 4 is going to start with, it looks like we're doing the same thing where we're getting 1 trooper per bag. And this bag is mostly gray, but you can see there's some little splashes of color here, particularly Rebel Crimson, which is used prominently in the Rebel color scheme. And a pink brick. LEGO designers often add, or they hide, a pink brick somewhere inside a all-gray Star Wars build. With most Star Wars vehicle builds, they're going to try and hide a pink brick somewhere. It's kind of a joke that they do, that the designers do. It's inspired by the Brickheads series, in which all the characters have a pink brain. A pink brain piece inside the head. That's completely covered over, and you can't see it in the final build. Okay, and the Rebel Troopers get this big, huge helmet piece with a visor going across it. And there's a blaster. And it looks like it's one of those slightly shiny silver blasters as opposed to the black ones the Imperials were using. So here's our first Rebel Trooper. You can see the blaster there, how it's slightly shiny. And now let's start building. Wow, that's a big piece. So right now we're building the basic shape of the speeder, so the rest of the speeder's details can be built in above and around it. And I ran out of things to talk about again. Yeah. Lots of cool stuff going on with Star Wars. So we'll be able to talk more on tomorrow's stream since I won't be focused on LEGO tomorrow. Not sure whether I want to do a game or another Suno song-generated music stream. The Suno is that music robot that writes entire songs from the description you give it. So you can see where we've put the pink brick. That pink brick and the green brick behind it are going to be completely covered over and not visible in the final build. Designers often put not just the thing about pink bricks in Star Wars, but designers often put colorful bricks on the inside of vehicles that are monocolor on the outside. And other builds that are monocolor on the outside, they'll often hide more colorful bricks on the internal structure that aren't visible in the final assembly. Okay, where's the, there it is. And we get our first sticker, which is the only appearance of the Rebel logo on the speeder. There's the sticker featuring the Rebel logo. And this is going to go on the front of the speeder. And at this point, the pink brick is almost entirely covered. It's still a little exposed at the sides, but after the step, it no longer will be exposed. The pink brick, once I place these two slopes, is completely gone. And now we're going to start hiding up the remainder of the green brick, which after this step, that's going to be gone as well. And we have here a printed console. Okay, so it looks like here we're going to be putting in the first two seats, including one for the pilot and one for a second trooper. And these are those little round, these are those little smooth reverse dishes that they do on the bottom of boats and aircraft so that they can glide along the floor. Boats, aircraft, hovercraft, Star Wars speeders. Basically any vehicle that doesn't have wheels gets these on the bottom so that you can smoothly glide them across the floor. Yeah. Bag 5. Wait. It looks like bag 5 contains both of the remaining troopers. Interesting. That's breaking trend. Here's the second trooper. And here's the third rebel trooper. So it looks like bag 2 is going to be the detailing for the back end of the speeder, the engine and turret area. I definitely want to start doing more Lego Star Wars. So it's a good thing that I'm knocking out the other sections of my wish list so we can get to some more Star Wars next year. Okay, one more of those little sections. And now we put in the rest of the engine details here. Simple but effective for the engines. Now it looks like we're creating the siding detail. And then the speeder. So it looks like the turret's going to be in the final bag of the build. But it looks like the speeder body itself is going to be done with this bag. So here's that sticker. And it just fills in some machinery detail for the side of the speeder. It's going to go alongside like this. And neatly cover over the remaining visible structural elements. And it'll give the speeder a more of a finished look. Last sticker. I think that one came out pretty well also. We're going to apply this to the speeder here. And then we have a little windscreen for the front here. And the basic shapes of the speeder together. And now we go into bag 6. And here's the empty sticker sheet. We no longer need that. You can see some bright pink pieces in this pile. That's for our 25th, our Lego Star Wars 25th anniversary figure, QTKT. But first I want to show you this combination plate tile thing. It's got the Lego Star Wars 25th anniversary celebration logo on it. That's R2-D2 projecting a holographic brick in the logo. The text just says 25 years of Lego Star Wars. There's 7 of these exclusive figures, each of which is in a different set. There's in addition to QTKT, there's a Darth Malak, Saw Gerrera, Cal Kestis, Child Leia from the Obi-Wan series. Who am I missing? Give me one moment. I'll look this up. Hold on one second. So there's 6 of these figures. No, 7. Including QTKT. So it's Kid Leia, Cal Kestis, Nien Nunb, Darth Malak, Saw Gerrera. So Cal Kestis, Saw Gerrera, Kid Leia, Darth Malak, Nien Nunb, QTKT. Who was the 7th? Um, oh, Clone Trooper 5s. Okay. So Clone Trooper 5s was in the Tantive 4 hallway battle. Darth Malak was in the R2D2 statue. Um, Cal Kestis is in the Star Destroyer. Kid Leia is in the Dress Up Droids. Nien Nunb is in the Sarlacc Pit. Saw Gerrera is in the Sith Infiltrator, I think. There is a Darth Maul figure that's in a one of the DK books, and QTKT who's in this battle pack. All right, let's bring the instructions back up so we can finish this up. So QTKT is a fairly standard astromech build, except she's all pink. So she's actually the second astromech in my Star Wars minifigure collection. I do not yet have R2D2, believe it or not. But, well, no. If you count BB-8, she's in my fourth astromech. But if you count R-type astromechs, she's my second. There was a background droid in the Tatooine set. The Tatooine battle pack with the Jawas and a Tusken Raider that we did a while back. So there she is on the special 25th anniversary platform. Now the story behind QTKT is that there was this a kid. She was a huge Star Wars fan. She died of cancer, and her dad built a droid to keep her company in the hospital. And then, after she died, he took the droid to various conventions to raise money for charity. And this was her droid, and Lucasfilm actually put her in a couple episodes of the Clone Wars, and now she's canon as well. So that's the story of QTKT. Kind of a sad story. Why do we have an extra plate sitting down here? It says to... Oh, you know what the plate is? It's meant so that you can connect these 25th anniversary characters in a row. Since we don't have any of the others, I'm just going to clip the plate onto the bottom like this. Actually, on second thought, I have a better idea for how I want to position that. If I can get it off. Why do I always have good ideas after I put the piece in place? There we go. It's going to ruin the symmetry, but I'm actually going to... What I'm going to do is I'm going to offset it by 1. That way I can get to the plate later if I need it, like that. That way I can just pull the plate off and adjust it if I get any of the other figures. For now, we'll keep her on the little display, and we have to finish. We'll set the speeder aside, and so that we can finish the turret. It's designed so that the cannon is, you can mount it to the back of the speeder, or you can take it off the speeder and have it be a standalone weapon. I'm starting to get really hungry. I'll need to get a snack while processing the video after stream. This turret's going together quick. This is the last parts pile of the night. We'll be ending stream pretty soon. I'd say we had a very good Life Day celebration. Here's another printed console. Alright, let's test the shooter. Okay, I did that one correctly. There's also, and I've only ever seen this one time, I think it's on a couple other sets, but I personally have only ever seen it one time. There's a 6-shooter version of the stud shooter. That thing's really cool, but you'll be losing a lot of studs with that one. And now the main cannon itself. Okay, so the idea is you have one of the rebels sitting back here to control the turret, and then you have another one up here in the pilot's seat, and you have one back here in the passenger seat, like this. And I'm going to go ahead and take out the passenger and switch his gun to the other hand. Just for a little more visual balance. Excuse me. Alright, so this one will go on like this. Excuse me a moment. Sorry about that. Anyway, so we have the two rebels troopers sitting in the seats there, and then we're gonna, although the one in the back doesn't want to stay put, and then we take the third rebel trooper on his cannon, and we attach that back here on top of the speeder, if it will attach. It's supposed to attach up here on these. There we go. So the cannon is now attached to the back of the speeder, and the rebel troopers are ready to fight. We will create our ammo stack and set it aside. So here's the two stacks of ammo for the for the two vehicles with stud shooters. I don't like to keep them loaded because that's a good way to lose studs. We will take off all the spare bits to the side. And looks like Luke Skywalker over here is still enjoying his blue milk. So let's come back to the instructions. Alright, that's the end of the instruction book. So let's take off the instructions. Not too many raid choices tonight, but we'll pick someone good. Alright, well, let's figure out a raid in a minute. We got to make our exit scene. So we no longer need the brick separator. We'll take that off. Alright, so we have our speeder. We have here the Imperial dropship from earlier. That same set as the speeder. QTKT can come over here and sit with Luke Skywalker, and they can enjoy blue milk together. And then we have the Endor tree with rebel troopers, and the scout trooper, and let's put the Imperials on this side, I guess. So we have the scout trooper on a speeder. We have this other stormtrooper who's also ready for battle. And then we have, let me see. As long as it's a regular stream and not a live gig, I know who we're raiding. I don't like to raid live gigs because they don't see the raid. Okay, it's... Okay, so yeah, we'll be able to raid who I'm thinking of. And then, of course, we have our Mandalorian prison. Um, let's move all this stuff up. And we have our Mandalorian throne. And let's bring these characters front and center, shall we? We'll leave these in. We'll leave the Mandalorian stuff in the background. And let's see if we can, using Maul's lightsaber as a third leg, let's see if we can set up a little dual pose here in the front. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to do a dual pose, but there, we can kind of have them. All right. So yeah, there's... So yeah, that's all the stuff we built tonight. The Imperial, the Endor battle pack, the duel on Mandalore, and the Imperial dropship and Rebel Scout speeder. This was a nice series of builds that is going to go nicely in my collection of Star Wars vehicles. So let's go ahead and call it a night. And tonight we're going to... Oh, well, I don't... They might have raids turned off. I think they had raids turned off when I tried to raid them before. But if raids are not turned off, then we're going to raid Mandy Prater tonight. I know she likes Star Wars because she calls her fan group the Mandalorians. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, it says I can't raid her. Okay. Who else do I have music right now? Not a lot of choices. Heavenly Zon, haven't rated her in a while, but it doesn't look like she's doing music tonight. Let's try, let's see, Gigi Melody, maybe? I think she likes Star Wars. Alright, so yeah, we can do that, right? We're rating Gigi tonight. She's a good show, too. So yeah, happy Life Day. May the Force be with you. And I'll see you tomorrow for a non-LEGO stream. We'll probably be doing a program with Suno, the music robot. We'll have Suno write us some songs about Star Wars. We'll do a format similar to like we did on Independence Day or my 300th milestone. Either that or we will do something similar to that, I guess. Or maybe a game, maybe a Star Wars game. We'll see what I can come up with for tomorrow. Have a good night, and I will see you soon. May the Force be with you.